Hello?
Hi, Lola. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Sorry, I was stretching.
Hey, Ricky, you see me all good?
Yeah, just getting comfortable.
Alright, good to see you. How is your cat?
How's my what? My cat? He's fine. He's healing. Um, he's all right. I'm stressed out about him, but I'm thinking it's all this other things because I had a nice deep cry about him and his bulls, but I think it's just the stress, the overall stress of being me.
Not the way you put it. What the nice and deep cry, like, are you afraid of his recovery process? Is he showing any symptoms of like slow recovery? What is this that
I was just looking at him and I'm like, one of the few simple things in my life that I love, and like I just stressed out and bold. It wasn't thought, because when I'm being thoughtful, I'm trying to talk to people and trying to explain what's going on. But when I'm emotional, it's just emotion.
that is understandable? When we are emotional, we're not rational, that's for sure. Emotions taking over, we just being emotional. Why not giving yourself this time to be emotional for a bit?
So for me to like reiterate why I was crying, it would be kind of silly because I don't even think it made any sense. I think I'm just stressed out from my lifestyle because I caught a cold this week, and it's like every week. But every time I catch a cold, I'm like, this is not as bad as it was when like I was catching colds like every single week, and so was my kid, and so was my friend. It's not as bad, and that's what I'm focused on.
So, in the current situation where there's always something. In summer, there are allergies and weather changes where it's either 100 degrees outside and then it drops to 70 with rain, catching colds. In cold season, it's getting cold and windy, and some of the buildings already turned on the heating system.
Oh, FYI, there's no heat in this building, and I don't even expect them to turn it on because why would I, I don't know. It's a new management. I'll call them again. But yesterday there was no hot water. So again, and then they turned it on. They turned it back on, and I'm like, are they doing this just to like stress me out? Probably.
I mean, again, if we try to, there will
Stress me out.
an answer to why are they doing this, but I wonder why you think they're doing it specifically to you. Because if there is no hot water in the whole building, everyone is suffering.
You know what it is? Do I want their answer, or do I already know the answer? It's being done to aggravate me, right? Will it ever be said that yes, I did this to aggravate her? I don't know. I know it's aggravating me. I know it is.
When things like this happening, do you call 311? Do you call management?
I called the management and somebody just turned it on. They gave me a ticket and they just came back and they turned it back on. They didn't come to my apartment or anything like that. There's no heat here either. There was a lady coming to check, like, to help with the bills or something, because there's loads of services that go through this housing or whatever, like, so I don't know, but they're all stressing me out. All these all this bullshit that's supposed to help me. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I had a very terrible week. A very terrible week. And also, I'm like, if I say something to them, because I know they're probably not having a good week either, because all these people are getting fired left and right or whatever. They're all stressed out about, like, their livelihood and stuff. Like, if I say something to them, because I'm at this level of poverty, if I say something to them, I get hit. And I could get hit dead because I really have no money and no security.
How did we get there? From the fact that there was no hot water in your house, you already thinking that someone's gonna hit you. How did we get there?
We got there with how much time did I complain? How many times did I complain? How many people did I complain to? What did I complain about? And really, why isn't the heat on? It's cold enough, and it's only like a water heater. You know, it's not this like, it saves money to turn the heat on. That's why people do it, you know? It saves energy, it saves electricity, it saves the city electricity to turn on the main heater in a tenant housing. It saves the city electricity, but they won't do it. Why? I don't know.
It sounds like they fixed it. The fact that you complained and they came to turn.
Oh, I got okay, another issue. I took my AC out and I'm missing, because they broke it while they were fixing my apartment. A set of like window guards, right? I called them. They haven't gotten back to me. I have to call them again. You know, like why? Why is it like everything is it's like you know, believe me or don't believe me, because I feel like I'm just like talking to you. You know, I don't know if you believe me. I don't know if you don't believe me, but I know that they're very not probably. I don't know. They suck. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to get up this morning and say everybody sucks.
Whenever some things like this are happening, it's important to engage with all 311 and file so we will get investigated. It's not yours or mine or anybody else's business if people are getting fired or stuff like that.
What? Okay, like this brings me back around, and in like the whole of the scene. Again, when I complain about things, I don't have privacy, whether you believe me or not. But say I was just a regular person and still somebody found out that I said something to 311 and now I'm out of housing because, you know, like, I'm so poor.
Did that happen before to you?
What?
Did that happen to you before where you filed a complaint to 311 and you
treated worse? Has it ever happened to me that I complained about something like effing righteous and I got treated even worse? Hell yeah, I could say that. I could say that, but I can't prove it to you.
There is a big difference between treated worse and being taken your house. When people complain to 311, it does not happen that someone will take away their house.
Like, you know what it is? Like, there's the bureaucratic explanation, which I will get because I'm the lowest on the totem pole. And then there's the reality of it didn't service their greater agenda to have these complainers around, you know? Or something else like that. I know I did complain. That's what I could say. I could cut you off right there. I complained, but I could tell you I didn't complain this year. I don't think I complained last year, but 3 years ago was when I stopped complaining because I was complaining every year and it was just aggravating, you know, to be ignored. So the management did change, but they're still, like, guess going through something. I don't know. I don't know what their excuse is. The thing is, there's what I think and then there's what's plausible as a public statement as to what they're doing. And this is where I'm kind of like very stressed out, you know?
So the important thing is to watch the timeline. Also, if management changes the last years, you file more complaints than the management. And if you were filing complaints a year or 2 or 3 ago, it's not going to be the same with this management because things might be better before they are not now.
Maybe. I'll call them today because they didn't bring me the window guards and tell them, excuse me, why don't you turn the heat on? But, you know, like, I can't go and turn it on myself, so.
Of course, and there are 2 ways to communicate with them. First, you start with the building management. I don't know if you have it through the app. Do you do it online? Can you talk to the person? Is there an office? Because things are.
But you keep telling me to complain, and it's like me with everything else. Maybe I'm just unloved in this city. Maybe I'm the, like, real and actual, like, minority because I'm, like, this individual that went and slipped through all your holes, all your cracks, and I'm still sitting here, and we still have this, like, major issue, and, like, the major issues that the FBI is harassing me, but then there's all these other minor issues that pop up, and somehow are found unrelatable, but it's really sort of real to me, like, I'm cold, and I don't wanna, the lady that came to check my bill, she's like, wow, that's a big bill. And I didn't even have my heater on. She's like, that's like a house. And I'm like, yes, that is like a house. That's exactly what I was thinking. Why are my bills so big?
What bill are we talking?
Electricity
Gas.
to heat.
Okay, so the heating and gas are covered by the building?
By the building.
Covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but electricity is what tenants cover. So the fact that you don't have the heat is not connected with your electricity bill.
It sort of is because I turn my heater on because I'm cold and I don't want to get
Right.
sick. So I got an electric heater. When they don't heat, I'm using that heater. You know?
So let's take 2 steps back. Then, if the heat is not opening, if the heat is not working, the way to open this conversation, even if you don't want to complain before complaining, you can contact and you should
Excuse me,
contact
why
them.
isn't the heat on? It's past November because, I mean, when did they say they have to turn it on? Past September or past November? It's almost November.
That I don't.
But I'm always doing this. Like, I'm always trying to find out, like, where my legal rights end because I'm, like, drowning in bullshit. Is what I wanted to say. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I have anxiety and I'm crying and I can't sleep because people wake me up. But bullshit people, like, believe me. But I'm
When
drowning
things
in
like
bullshit.
when things like this are happening, this is about your sense of like responsibility personally for yourself. Because if you're not holding the management, reporting maybe something's wrong with the heater in your specific unit, and they will need to check, but they're not gonna know if you're not gonna tell.
I have a theory. I have a ridiculous theory. You could cut me off and laugh about it because it's like half joke. But I complain. It's a half joke. I complained to the previous management and about them so much that they had to go and switch management companies.
That's all right.
That's all right that I think that.
Maybe you're not the only one who was complaining. Maybe that's why.
Maybe, but I don't know, man. This is so contorted. Like, I feel like, what do I, like, I don't know, man. Oh, gosh. I don't know what to say because, like, I don't, like, I'm dealing with situation, but my belief is at the heart of it is this major issue where people don't respect my civil rights. I believe that there's somewhere, probably in the building, is a group of FBI agents sitting there, gathering information on me.
I would not know the answer to that. What made you think that it's specifically you who's the target?
Well, it's affecting me. What I don't see, like, I wouldn't believe it, honestly, and at first I didn't believe it myself because I'm not a criminal. The worst I've ever done was, like, whatever, I don't know, I have kids and, like, I never did anything, like, criminal for them to look into me.
Well, what are more specific evidences that they try to do something against you? Because the heat example, it affects the whole building.
There is no evidence because you know what evidence is? Evidence is like when somebody logs it as such and it's to be presented in a court of law. So when the police like don't want to like help you, they don't want to log this as evidence. They don't want to say, "Oh yes, I'll be like your witness to corroborate because I know they're here." You know, then there is no evidence. I have learned that, you know. And it's like, it's also like it's this makes me depressed a little how like feverish we are to uphold this image like on TV and through media that we care about everybody, and you know we have a justice system, we're the justice people, and then I'm gonna be ignored like this. And it is serious. It was more serious than it is why I'm cooler now, because when you have a newborn, it's like very, very, very fragile. And, you know, it's dangerous to like harass a newborn, but they were harassing me with a newborn, you know? So now it feels like I could talk about it more, you know? So, you know how like I feel like talking about it is not necessarily mean that the danger is like actively more present. It's just that I feel more like talking about it because yes, they're here, and I don't know like what I could do, you know. So I'm just gonna be me. I'm not a violent person, and I know I'm not a person to like get disturbed or aggravated easily. Except some people, maybe you don't think that. Maybe you think she's got head problems, you know. But I know that it's really too much for most people. This situation.
I'm not stating anything. I'm here just, as you said, I think it's important. Sometimes when we tell the story, that's what's giving us sense of maybe understanding when we're saying it over and over, and maybe it's giving us space to talk about it. So that's what I'm here for, to hold space for some, tell stories.
Yeah. So, and I don't think like these people that are like at odds with me, whoever they are, because I cannot readily like go, oh, it's this neighbor, it's that neighbor, because I feel like it's all of them. Like what was I saying? So these people, they must be going through something themselves, and they must be thinking like all the turmoil and all the crap that like with the economy and stuff, it's really like not affecting me, but it's making me more nervous because like I said before, like I am at the behest of being serviced because I live here in this project housing, and it's like if they're not happy, are they really gonna take care of their residents?
Tell me more about how it was when Patrick was a little baby, like say the first 4 or 5 years of his life.
Well, I told you about the circumcision, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to overhear me, so I don't want to talk about it.
No, sure.
And I wrote a police report that somebody was putting birth control in my coffee, and then it just became a casual thing after that. I wrote a report to the FBI. I think I actually wrote a police report too. I was in the Bronx when that happened.
How did you know that somebody was putting birth control in your coffee?
Well, I don't want to tell you that because I do know, because I know my body, and I want to tell someone that later maybe that trusts me, and maybe they'll help me present some evidence that I saved that people do this in this city.
Were you trying to have a baby and trying to get pregnant?
No.
So, okay. So
I wasn't even with anybody, It's
but the birth control is your...
It made my period come later. I can feel my body, the way it works, my discharges, everything like that. And I knew that they put Plan Bs in my food.
Is there, did you address this to the OBGYN or someone who maybe...
I actually did. I did. I don't remember if I went to OBGYN, but I went to a regular doctor. I did. I went to several doctors. So I was at that stage in life where I was being, like everyone was being precocious possibly because I was kind to my newborn, and they thought, mother, is that like some sort of social archetype that we have to be nice to this person, So during this period of time when I was trying to report these things and people were ignoring me, they didn't blow it up. They didn't say, oh, this lady's fucking crazy. So now you're stuck with me.
And when was it?
Don't you hate them? Because, now for you to say, oh, she's crazy, I'm going to say, why didn't you say that before? When the first time I said FBI, systematic.
It's important for us to keep the timeline because look, everything that is happening with your uterus, it's important to address it to the OBGYN because regular doctor, they won't be able to give you proper examination, and test it.
I think I did go to OBGYN. I went to like a breast specialist too, It's just that, these people, what do they really value? Like, there's their pockets, So it's not just doctors too. That's what's sad, You'd have to have a good relationship. You'd actually have to go look and find someone that's willing to help you, that's got the credentials and the authority,
It is difficult to find a doctor that will, that you will fit a good connection with, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I had doctors that serviced me, and it was with my Medicaid insurance, and they weren't bad people, and they were decent, and they helped me, you know. But I can say that for the most part, I don't know these people, and I could tell that, you know, most people are in this career because they want money, not because they're also interested in justice or medicine or anything else. And that makes me depressed, anxious, and pissed.
It is a complex question, complex matter, because it's usually.
Because they'll check my vag out, right? They'll check my vag out. You know, I guess to them it's not like, oh, it's somebody's stinky nethers. It's like, oh, it's money, you know. But they'll never go inside the can and check that, like for forensics, because apparently that's not, you know, gonna serve the justice system or how society works. But I've seen people here and there on occasion, even on the street, and they know what's going on, and they'll mumble to themselves so I can hear them, or they'll let me know in some other way that they're with it, that life here in New York and US didn't used to be this bad. This is like really getting stupid. Like, people do a lot of stupid shit, and I've had encouragement from people that say, yeah, they do poison the food in New York City. You know? Like, officials. And that's sad and effed up. So I don't know, like, I'm sitting here now, and I don't know to consider myself lucky to be alive and happy that I think that, you know, I have friends that are FBI also. I think that they'll help me, or consider myself extremely unlucky because I'm 43 and I've had the worst fucking life, you know. I don't even know where 2 of my kids are, you know. My ex is in the ground. Well, he's not in the ground. He's ash, you know. And, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say.
Where can you start from? Because you can try and make certain changes at any moment whenever you feel that you have this, like, power, whenever you feel that you have energy.
What energy? I don't like vibing like that. I like trying to stay balanced, because, whenever I overexert myself in expectation that somebody's gonna reciprocate my affections, it never happens. Like, when I'm like super like, come on, this is real, I have evidence, people are just kind of like ignoring me because I don't know what's going on, and, you know, I don't know what their deal is, what their vibe is, you know. But, you know, we're all people, we all go back and forth like that.
Let's try maybe to see with everything that was happening in the past and at the point where you're at right now, what would you want for yourself? How would you want to feel? If you can allow yourself to make slight changes, how would you want it to be?
Slight changes. Oh my. We're focused on practical small things right now, right?
Yeah.
Not what I think is at the heart of it, which would have been different. So practical
Small things that can make you feel better. Better, like liking your life more, having a little more sense of control, seeing the results of what you're doing, all that.
Turn my heater on, you know? Turn it on, like, regularly. But they're not going to do that because that's like an extra, like, $40-50 for me every month. They won't do it. So...
Well, they can... Was there, I don't remember you mentioning the issue with heating last winter.
Last winter, I didn't mention it because they were switching. So I didn't even want to, like, they would just give me the runaround, well, we don't know who you should be calling. So last winter, because they were doing, they were switching the management. So last winter, I didn't call. This winter, I might call, but, I don't know. Good luck with that. Anyway. The heating is yeah.
Let's try to see first contacting the management and telling them what's going on, and if the management is not responsive by the end of the week, feel free to call 311. 311 you can call 7 days a week. Sometimes it helps.
I might call them, I might not, because I don't expect them to do anything. And it's almost like that's another thing I wanted to complain about. you know how like that's a real thing. Like a person gets sort of fatigued, you know, expecting justice, and I'm sort of jaded at this point. But I left it all out there, so maybe someone who's rested up a bit could take up my case for me. You know, because this is really like very shitty, and I feel very shitty about this city, and I don't really know how to like get over this, and
Well, as our
who can't
today's
afford.
to an end and we will need to wrap it up, how about, look, I will follow up with you, call management, if you were able to call 311, and what's the heating situation, because the weather is going to keep dropping. We hit in winter, it's November in 2 days.
I might be like bubble wrapping the windows or something, because sometimes I don't know what to focus on, because like I noticed that some of these services, they're here not to help me survive, and I really do have a kid, and I really do need to teach him stuff, and I really do need him to eat well and whatever, you know.
Okay,
So
alright, so let's follow up, start with this next week, okay?
all right, take care.
Alright, bye. Bye.
Bye.